This is Dr. Love with yet another quirky session of questions, tips, and storos. Enjoy. Madeline from Nairobi asks, Dr. Love, what is more important in a relationship, money or love? I ask that because my boyfriend makes less money than I do. Doesn't really bother me, but it really bothers him. Well, I'd like to say love is more important, but let's be honest, a lot of relationships have been lost because of money. And I think the best answer I can give it is it depends on what priorities you have and if they're in sync with your mate. If you both prioritize money, well, it should work out. If you both prioritize love, then it should work out. I think the problem is when you both have different priorities. However, I think the middle ground where money, a little bit of money, a little bit of love usually works. Jane from Dagoretti Corner asks, Dr. Love, I'm a 52-year-old divorced mother. My kids are grown. I started dating men in their 20s about 2 years ago. My friends sometimes ridicule me and even call me a sugar mommy. I'm financially independent and stable, and I will spend money as I please. Is that wrong? Absolutely nothing, especially coming from someone like me. In fact, I think it's great. And you know, within your age group, the dating pool is quite small. So it's okay for you to actually seek love elsewhere. As for being a sugar mommy, as long as you know that some of these guys out there are just out there for your cash, then it's okay. It's your money after all. Even if it's about the mother figure, as long as two adults are in sync about what they're doing together, no one can judge them. Pam from Nairobi asks, Dr. Love, I'm an 18-year-old and my boyfriend is 19. We've been together for 2 years and the problem is that he is insisting that we get married or at least get engaged. I don't want to lose him if I say no. So what do you think I should do? Well, Pam, I honestly think you have no business getting married at your age. And you know how I feel about men proposing marriage without provocation. He essentially wants you to be a possession. And if you think about it, in 10, 15 years, you may not even remember this person. But if you don't want to lose him, do what I used to do. Just get engaged. It doesn't mean anything. You know, you can have 10 or 12 engagements before you finally get married. So if you don't want to, you want to keep him, just get engaged and go on with your life. All right, Janice from Nyeri asks, Dr. Love, I'm 24 years old and my fiancé insists on having another child. I can't even handle the one we have now, but he's threatening to leave me. What do I do? That's blackmail of the worst kind because it actually involves the birth of another human being. You're not a baby factory. And if you feel you can't handle another child, just don't do it. It's your body after all. And if you look at it this way, you have maybe another 15 years of childbearing years to go. Why force yourself to have one now that you don't? In any case, if you allow him to have his way, number 3 and number 4 are right around the corner. Trust me. And one more thing, there's a risk of postnatal depression because you're uncomfortable about having a child. And I think your husband really needs to think carefully before he makes you do something you don't want to do. Now, a few years back, I had a good friend, so to speak. What was interesting about this chap was that he was addicted to either courting or marriage. Now, this is how it goes. He actually was married maybe 5 or 6 times before I think they banned him from getting married. Problem with him is that he was a great guy during the courting process. You know, he would take a woman out, go 100% or even overboard as far as making her feel like the lady, a special lady that she is. But the moment he got married, 6 months into the marriage, everything was over. He would start cheating. He would treat her like crap until she got rid of him. And then the whole process would start again. It was a vicious cycle because it left like 6 or 7 women really hurt. The point is, he knew how to treat a woman, but didn't know how to keep her. And the point of the story is, if you know or you think you have a phobia against marriage like yours truly here, you ought to not get married simply because you're involving another human being in your problems. Now, here's a tip for Valentine's Day. What do you get your man or the man you aspire to be with? Let's start with the man that you're with. Now, I've always found it very sexy when a woman dresses up in male clothing. In this case, go to his closet and choose one of his dress shirts, probably the most expensive one that's in there. And now, I know you women are into fashion, so you'll know how to accessorize it. Maybe roll up the sleeves in a certain way, keep the collar up, and possibly even use a bit of his perfume, or introduce some cufflinks to the entire shebang. In any case, I think we men, it's very hard to buy things for us guys because we're not oriented that way. But I think that should make that guy do something very, very special for you on Valentine's Day.